The hidden layer most players never see. After hours of testing Battlefield 6, something becomes obvious. The game doesn't explain some of its most important mechanics. Not in tooltips, not in menus, not even in the tutorials. Most guides stop at the basics: how to shoot, how to revive, what gadgets do. But the real difference between average and dominant players, it's in the systems working underneath everything, and once you understand those systems, you don't just react anymore. You control the fight. Let's start with suppressors, and because this one changes everything. Suppressors are not what you think. In older Battlefield games, suppressors were simple. Shoot without one? You show up on the minimap. Shoot with one? You don't. Battlefield 6 adds an entirely separate layer. There are now two different exposure systems happening when you fire. First, the minimap ping. Second, the red dot that appears above your head in real time. If you fire without a suppressor, you trigger both. You appear on the enemy's minimap at any distance. And you get a red marker floating above your head that lasts roughly as long as the shot itself. With automatic weapons, that red marker lingers longer. Now here's where it gets interesting. The minimap ping works at any range. Infinite. But the red dot above your head disappears after about 75 meters. That's already more complex than most people realize. Now equip a suppressor. The red dot above your head? Gone completely, at any range. But you still appear on the minimap, only within 15 meters. Beyond 15 meters, you are invisible on radar? That 15-meter cutoff is huge. It means suppressors aren't about complete invisibility. They're about controlled stealth. Then there's the flash hider. It removes the red dot above your head, but you still appear on the minimap at all ranges. So here's the hierarchy. No attachment. Radar plus red dot. Flash hider, radar only. Suppressor, radar only within 15 meters. That's not a cosmetic choice, that's tactical positioning. Spotting has a secret upgrade. Spotting also has layers most players ignore. If you aim near an enemy, you'll see a hollow icon. That mark is only visible to you. Press the spotting button once and the icon turns solid. Now your whole team sees it for 5 seconds. But double tap the spotting button and something different happens. You get a stronger icon that lasts 15 seconds. 3 times longer. 15 seconds of vision in a firefight is massive. That's not just spotting. That's controlling tempo. Yeah, if you're already realizing how much the game doesn't tell you, hit subscribe. We're breaking down every hidden mechanic the tutorials skip. More coming soon. Reviving the wrong way is losing you fights. Let's talk about reviving. Most players instantly respawn without giving medics a chance, and most medics revive incorrectly. Here's what usually happens. They sprint toward a downed teammate, pull out defibs at the last second, tap for a fraction of a second, revive. The teammate stands up with almost no health and dies immediately. There's a better way. Pull out your defibs while you're still running. Charge them on the way in. You can still sprint, jump, and slide while charging. When you revive with a full charge, your teammate comes back at full health. And here's another detail. You actually run faster with defibs out than with your primary weapon. That tiny optimization changes momentum in tight pushes. If you need rapid chain revives, quick taps make sense. But for stabilizing a fight, always charge. The repair torch is more dangerous than you realize. The repair torch isn't just a support tool, it's a mobility and close quarters advantage that most players underestimate. You run faster with it out, which means you can keep up with moving vehicles, reposition quickly, and even close the distance in tight fights. That speed difference may seem minor, but in chaotic moments, it creates opportunities. And it's lethal. In confined spaces behind cover, or when catching someone distracted, it becomes shockingly effective because enemies don't expect it. That hesitation gives you the edge. Defibrillators also deal real damage. 40 uncharged, 80 fully charged. In clutch situations, they can finish weakened opponents or punish aggressive pushes. A T-mines can one-shot tanks. If you do this, a T-mines are frustrating to deal with. They're hard to see and they deal heavy damage. But under normal conditions, they rarely one-shot a full health tank, because the game enforces spacing between placements. That spacing spreads out the damage. Unless you manipulate the placement timing. Start placing a mine where the game allows it. During the placement animation, move slightly toward the previous mine. With the right timing, you can position them extremely close together, almost stacked. When a tank drives over that exact spot, multiple mines trigger nearly at once. Instead of staggered explosions, the vehicle absorbs compounded damage instantly. You can drive over mines without taking damage. There's also a simple counter that almost nobody uses. Drive slowly. If you creep over AT mines at very low speed, they don't activate. On controller, lightly press the acceleration trigger. On PC, use creep mode or controlled throttle. Instead of panicking and swerving, controlled movement allows you to neutralize minefields entirely. Fall damage has exact breakpoints. Fall damage follows specific thresholds. Drops from around 7 to 8 meters deal roughly 25 damage. A well-timed combat roll can cancel that entirely, making small vertical repositioning safe if done correctly. Between roughly 8 and 15 meters, damage increases significantly, around 75 health lost. A roll still reduces that impact, often bringing it closer to 50, though momentum can slightly affect the outcome. Anything significantly higher than that results in instant death, even with a roll. Jets have hidden maneuvers. The F-22 and Su-57 are capable of advanced post-stall maneuvers using thrust vectoring. By pressing the air brake and afterburner simultaneously, pilots can execute aggressive angle corrections mid-flight. This becomes especially useful when overshooting an opponent during a dogfight. Instead of drifting past and losing your angle, you can quickly rotate your nose back toward the target and re-engage. The trade-off is severe speed loss. These maneuvers stall momentum and leave you vulnerable if mistimed. Performed too close to the ground, they almost guarantee a crash. Used at the right altitude with awareness, however, they can completely flip an engagement. High risk, high reward, the correct way to fly helicopters. Most players hover too much, they fly high. Pop flares, slow down. Wait for weapons, then get shot down. The better approach? Fly low, use terrain, come from unexpected angles, strike fast. If you use flares, stay low and moving so lock-ons can't reacquire. But flying low makes you vulnerable to RPGs and tanks. So speed matters. And don't hover waiting for ammo. Use the base resupply station, instant repair, instant refill, then re-engage. Mounting reduces your hitbox. Peeking doesn't. Peeking over cover does not reduce your hitbox compared to standing. Mounting your weapon does. Mounting shrinks your visible body area and improves accuracy. Side peeking is even stronger. Hug the edge of cover and you remain mostly protected while firing. Combine mounting with side peeking and you become far harder to hit. Hidden vehicle and controller advantages. You can bind vehicle seat 1, usually the driver's seat, to a dedicated button. On PS5, it defaults to circle. Instead of cycling through seats 5 times, one press and you're driving. Huge for helicopters when pilots bail. Also, PS5 touchpad swipes give you 4 extra keybinds: up, down, left, right. You can assign minimap zoom, clearing pings, or any unbound actions. Almost nobody uses this. Enemy medbags heal you. It doesn't matter who placed the medbag. If it's on the ground, you can heal from it. Enemy or friendly, and it works. Double your rockets at spawn. Engineers can double their rockets. Spawn. Stand near an ammo bag. Wait about 20 seconds. You'll refill beyond your starting amount. Now you can solo light tanks immediately. Bullet spread is probably bugged. Assault rifles currently have significant bullet spread, especially after sprinting. The first bullet can deviate noticeably from the center of your crosshair. SMGs have much less spread, which is why they feel more consistent. The temporary fix? If you sprint and need a longer range shot, stop for a split second before firing. Let the weapon settle. Battlefield 6 isn't just about aim, it's about understanding the invisible systems running beneath every fight. Once you know them, you stop guessing. You start controlling. And that's the real secret.